2023 is the 50th anniversary of the Idaho Humanities Council. In 1973, a group of Idaho citizens gathered and applied to the National Endowment for the Humanities for a planning grant to establish a statewide program.
Alice Dieter put together a group of people across the state and across humanities professions to run it. Several things have changed, rather larger staff than was then. And what a humanities council could fund has broadened enormously.
We're serving everybody from the researcher that wants to do that project to the librarian that wants to do a smaller project for her community. And I think that that is the fabric and the heart of the humanities right there.
I was hooked after the Lincoln Institute. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a great way to learn and be challenged as a student myself and come away with great resources for my classroom. My teaching was revolutionized by everything that I took away from those institutes.
Something that always surprises people about the Museum of Idaho is that we are not a state institution. We are a total grassroots, nonprofit organization, and everything that we do is possible entirely because of the support of members of the community and groups like the IHC. Through their granting program, they have supported traveling exhibits, parts of new permanent exhibits that we have. Even beyond that, we partner with IHC on events as well.
When we would go and talk about the boarding school, they would say, go to school, get your education, and they wouldn't talk to us in the language. They would actually speak to us in English.
My name is Randy Hido Teton. I'm a member of the Shoshone-Bannock tribes here in Fort Hall, Idaho.
We're here because there's going to be a distinguished lecturer tonight, Angeline Boley, who's here to talk about her book, Firekeeper's Daughter.
This is going to be a really good eye-opener for a lot of community members to understand that there are successful Native American authors out there and that they are taking a stance on real issues facing tribal people.
The book brings up some very, very difficult situations that the main character has to deal with. But I think that's exactly where the humanities come in. When things are difficult, the humanities allows us to pause. That's the beauty of the humanities. To me, humanities is creation stories. It's how we understand who we are as human beings in the world. It's how we understand how to have relationships with each other. It's our laws, it's our philosophies, and those are all found in our creation stories.
The humanities is the most important discipline because that's what makes you, that's your human side. It gives us a path toward a future where we can keep getting better as a society, and it's our reference point.
I read somewhere that the humanities serve as a balm. The ability to understand somebody from their point of view in a respectful and civil manner, that's exactly what the humanities can provide in these contentious times.
Thanks so much. Wonderful. We're so excited for you, and I'm so glad you came out.
Idaho Humanities Council is created for celebrating stories. And if we don't collect the stories that are happening in our state, we are losing an opportunity to celebrate the diversity that is happening here in Idaho. 50th anniversary, I think it matters because it gives us a chance to celebrate what we've done in the last 50 years, but also a marvelous opportunity to look ahead and see how we are adapting. This is a time to renew and to ask, how do we stay relevant?
And so in the next 50 years, I would really like to see more events happening where we're collaborating with people of color, so in that way we understand those missing gaps, so it brings us to a better understanding of one another.
As we as a state continue to grow, the humanities are even more critical because it provides those tools to help us understand one another. Over the next 50 years, as we continue to face challenges and opportunities, those tools are absolutely critical to help us understand, grow, and thrive.